Joining us now, a familiar face on Indie Style. You might recognize her, Dr. Libby Richards, here to talk about a brand new study that she has out. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, well, my pleasure. We are so happy to have you back. So you have this really interesting study about walking, and our partners, our spouses, might not be the best companion to be walking with. So you tell me a little bit about your study and what you found.
Sure. So, what we wanted to look at is what happens when people walk together. Because, as a practitioner, one of the most common pieces of advice I give people is to find a workout partner or a walking buddy. And I realized we didn't quite know what actually happens when you are walking by yourself and then when you're walking with somebody else. Do you speed up? Do you slow down? Do you stay the same speed? And so we wanted to dig into that a little bit deeper to see how walking with somebody changes what you do.
Okay, so how does it change for the better, for the worse? I mean, for the worse, what happens when you're walking with someone who's probably one of the most special people, if not the most special person? What happens there?
Right. So we studied romantic partners and what happens when they walk together. And what we found out was consistently across the board, when people are walking with their spouse, they both slow down in their speed. And we were hoping that maybe the slower partner would speed up to meet the speed of the faster partner, but actually even the slower partners slow down even more. So that's gives us something to think about when we are encouraging people to walk together.
So I'm wondering, a nice stroll with your partner is always a nice thing, maybe at the end of the day, in the morning, who knows what time of day, it doesn't matter. So I'm thinking that this might not be a deliberate form of exercise, but maybe something that does happen psychologically, that is something that is needed in someone's life. Can you speak to the benefits, maybe not physiologically, but psychologically?
Absolutely. So social health is just as important as physical health. And so if you get social connection with walking with somebody, it is for sure excellent to do. And I would 100% encourage you to continue doing that for multiple reasons. One, we know that any movement is better than no movement. So if you're outside and you're getting fresh air and you're getting social engagement at the same time, that is a huge win. Now, if you want to walk also to enhance your health and gain physical activity, then you could both decide that you might want to just try to walk a little bit faster. I don't think that we consciously slow down when we're with somebody else, but we could certainly consciously speed up. So it's a win-win, and it absolutely does not mean don't walk with your partner. It is a very healthy thing to do for your relationship and for your health as well.
I remember that's always been your message. Every little bit counts. We talk about
Yes.
guidelines, but I mean, every little bit counts, which is something that I really appreciate, that, you're kind of not just a talking head kind of doctor that says, well, ACSM guidelines. And, I mean, yes, we know that it's associated with those health benefits, but the psychological, like you said, was it social health and relationships?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. So and plus our partners, our spouses are our primary source of support for making lifestyle changes or health behavior changes. And so when we do the behavior change with a partner, we're more likely to stick with it, and we're more likely to continue going for walks, for example, because you have somebody else that's going with you. You don't want to let that person down. You have an accountability partner. So there are a lot of really great things that happen when we're with somebody else. And just that connection with somebody else is also really important, especially during a time of a pandemic when some of our other friends, we might be a little more isolated. So walking with a partner is a great thing to do. But I think the moral of the study is pay attention how fast you're walking, because if you want to get even more benefits out of your walk with a partner, take it up a notch, speed it up a little bit, and then you're getting the fresh air, the social connection, and even more health enhancing physical activity.
Well, Dr. Richards, I think that's really interesting. So this study raises awareness, something that hasn't been studied. It raises an understanding that you might not get the health benefits that you would think that you're getting because we're unconsciously slowing down, even though we are getting this social connection. And then the sort of saliency, does this matter? Or do we say maybe this isn't our deliberate exercise for the day, but it's just a time to connect and get a little bit more walking in and company in and time together.
That's exactly right. Any movement is good movement. And so if you want to spend time with your partner, going for a walk with your partner is a way better choice than maybe watching a television series with them. So it's an excellent thing to do. And I encourage all of us to find somebody to walk with to maintain our social and our physical health.
Okay, so my last question, and then I'm going to give you the floor. How do you tell your partner, your spouse, your buddy, hey, listen, we got to start hustling now? How do you say that maybe in a gentle way?
I think that's a really good.
It have to be a gentle way. Can we say
No.
really? I don't know. I mean, some people respond differently. Like,
right. So you know your partner best. If it's somebody that you have been with for a while, you know the best way to communicate or the most effective way to communicate with your partner. I, for one, am one that just says, hey, let's kick it up a notch. When you're walking, you should still be able to carry on a conversation. So if you can still have a nice conversation, that's great. But if you're walking and you could also sing your favorite show tune, you could speed it up. So you can still get good conversation in, have a great walk, and keep it at a good brisk pace and get all the good things that walking has to offer.
That's a really good sort of marker to put it. Sort of, you should be able to carry on a conversation. But if you're going to sing your favorite show tunes, then you can speed it up a little bit. Well, that's such great advice. So we're almost running out of time, Dr. Richards. 30 seconds, last 30 seconds, your message.
So my message is, get out and walk. The best thing that you can do for your health is to move your body more, and walking is one of the easiest ways for us to get in a routine to not only increase but also maintain any physical activity changes that we want to make. And taking a partner with you is a great way to help keep the routine going.
Well, that's excellent. I did really appreciate your time, and this was just so interesting. And I know it's going to help a lot of couples out there. So thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. My pleasure.